Good evening, everybody. Say hello to me as you walk in. If you haven't been to my channel before, my channel's name is Prairie Dodgers. I explore the inside and the outside. I do some urban exploration. I do some bushcraft. I do some back road exploration, and I like to do mindset. Yeah, it's an amazing thing, when you can go out into nature and you can just feel so terrific about yourself, right? But when you can actually understand, why you feel that way when you're out there, right? There's a reason why you feel good, and it's not just the fresh air. But in any case, when you walk in the door, say hello, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from, right? Because I'm getting to know where all my regulars are from. And yeah, so I like to practice. So the next time you pop in onto my lives, that way I can say hello, Illinois, Idaho, Japan, right? Yeah. Oh, Andrew's here already. If you don't know Andrew, he's one of my moderators on my channel, a very good friend of mine. And yeah, he's great. And he's a great conversationalist too, right? He has all kinds of really interesting interests. So, if you have any questions or if I get on a roll in my yapping, go ahead. Andrew is more than happy to yap away. Yeah, that's Andrew, born to talk. Good evening, Andrew. Did you go to church this evening? Yeah. I was going to it's the old Masonic temple, right? And they turned it into a Baha'i temple. And for a few weeks there, I was going there, and I met the most fantastic people. I just love them to death. I'm just heartbroken that I don't get to have those in-depth conversations, right? I met a couple of really smart, interesting, really kind souls, right? And yeah, but I wasn't, I want to taste, I want to find that spirituality on my own, right? I know there is a God out there, but like I said, I haven't bumped into him, right? But I know he's out there. I've seen his workings, right? So I'm not sure if it's a quest or if I was just meant to experience life that way, right? Maybe I was just meant to experience all the denominations, because I do love all people, right? Like all kinds of people, all kinds of denominations and religions, all different cultures, right? People from all over the world. Yeah, I just wish well, I'm not even sure if I wish I knew other languages, right? It just never came naturally for me, right? You know, languages. So I remember in high school taking French, and I was just absolutely just terrible, and it's Canada's second language. And being in this industry, right? Wouldn't it be amazing if I could learn French? If I could possibly ever get myself onto I need to get myself onto a schedule. I really do. It's the discipline for me, right? Having grown up the way that I did, I find it very difficult to be strict with myself, even though that I know it would probably be the absolute best thing that could possibly happen to me, right? And I have been practicing, and there are lots of aspects in my life that I have been able to, get strict, like my weight, right? I haven't worn this dress in probably 15 years. I'm surprised I actually kept it, right? And yeah, so I put it on today, a little bit of a roll, but I was happy I got it on, right? So I am proud of the advancement that I have done, but I would sure like to do more, and I would sure like to figure out some of these serious blocks that I have, right? I'm ready to go. Like I've got my whole life just all played out in my head already. And yeah, I'm just waiting to see where that ball rolls, right? I'm waiting to see if some of my manifests, come into effect. And, I'm doing everything I can to scramble. Like I'm just scrambling. What am I missing? What am I missing? Like tonight's post, right? Usually I post on Instagram, right? And usually I'll make my post and I'll post it in the morning, but I actually start it the night before, right? Because I find sometimes, that I go into the post and I get very wordy, right? I get very wordy. I like to tell stories. I like to yap, right? And I know the people who read my post could probably do with a little bit less of Cindy's yapping too, but I do go in there and I cut not just sentences out of my posts. I cut out whole paragraphs, right? And interesting paragraphs that I think are interesting, but when I don't feel that they actually fit into the post, right? And then I run out of space for my post, and then I end up having to, take some wordings out, right? Because I still got my tags to put in there. So yeah, I do practice on that. But yeah, my post today. Oh, actually, did I even close it? Oh, I didn't even close my post. Yeah, I'll just save that as a draft. Yeah, so my post for Instagram today is driven. Yeah. You wouldn't think that somebody like me is driven, but yeah, you'd be definitely wrong if you were to assume that there was no drive in me, right? It's probably quite often that drive is quiet, or it's being driven inside, and I don't really vocalize it. But if you watch, right, and if you read what I put out there, and if you can feel me, because I know some of you guys can feel me, then right? So yeah, just like my Instagram posts, everything is under the surface. Everything. I'm always talking under the surface, and I don't know why I do that, but I think that might be something that might stick around. I think that just might be that artistic creative side of me that makes me create like that, whether I'm speaking or whether I'm showing off, explore, or whether I'm doing an Instagram or a Twitter post. And yeah, I've been really wanting to get involved in Twitter lately. Like seriously, I really I feel it. Twitter is going to be I go in those stages though on Twitter, like twice now. I went on a little Twitter run, right? And I stuck with it for months and I really enjoyed it, right? But I wasn't doing the impact that I wanted. And then once I got involved in my Instagram, and like I really have been working really hard to make sure that I upload every single day, right? And sometimes it's so hard. Like yesterday, it wasn't hard. The post actually came quite easy, but it was the fact of getting into the post. I actually chomped on to some information, and I really wanted to find out about it, right? So, I knew I could get my post, at the last minute. But yeah, so anyway, I did it last night, but I'm so happy that I actually posted in the morning, because I save it as a draft. Because when I looked at it this morning, I saw that I could take another paragraph out of it, or a few more sentences, or reword things a little bit better, so it's a little bit cleaner, right? It still ticked me off that I had a tag misspelled, and it was an important tag too, but I caught it afterwards. But if I could just get to the point where I could just upload my post and then just not even look at it again, knowing that the spelling's correct and the grammar is correct. I just love Grammarly. You would have no idea how bad a speller I am, if it wasn't for Grammarly. Yeah, they saved my butt for sure when I write, right? I mean, I take the free version, so I still don't get all the suggestions for the commas and stuff like that, right? But just to get the spelling right, because I do like to use really nice fluid words that I don't get to use very often, right? When I write. Let's just take a look and see what Andrew. Oh, and William's here now. Awesome. Oh, you went to church in the morning. Okay. Yeah, so French, if I could get onto a schedule, right? Like if I could block everything, right? But like I was saying, actually, it's an important thing to say is that lots of us could do with being on a bit of a schedule. I try to write 3 things down and get them done, but sometimes I don't even get that done. And then I just end up feeling bad about myself, like I'm useless and stuff, right? But if I could just get on that schedule, and I think once I'm working, right, and I have my work schedule and stuff, then I'll actually be able to get into the scheduling. But it's hard when I don't even know when I have time that I could actually put myself into the schedule, because I'm supposed to be looking for work at all times. I did something this week. Actually, I should let everybody know. I'm trying to be a little bit more honest about my situation and everything. And I've been just fighting this for forever, right? But yeah, my sister offered to help me out if I went down and to see if I could get some assistance, right? It was a terrible day that day. It was something I was fighting for just ever. It was like the absolute last thing I wanted to do. But to me, it's a good thing, for the people that I owe to. They'll have to wait, but my intake isn't for a month, right? So I have a month to go absolutely crazy and try and figure out what I want to do. If I could figure this out on my own, I know it's fear. Actually, I was actually watching. Who was it today? Jordan Peterson. That's who it was, and he was talking about interviews and how hard it is, for people like me to, go for interviews, because your whole system crashes, right? And you're trying to keep what do you call that? Not be fake, but another persona to just try and hold it all together, right? So I just saw myself when he started talking about that. I just saw myself 100%, right? I just interviews, and I do so good at interviews. Like I do so good. Once I'm into an interview and I'm sitting there, yeah, like it's just a matter of getting that interview, right? That's the hard part for me. But yeah, so I've got my resume all sorted out and everything, and my sister's printing me off some more tomorrow. Um, yeah, I have to do something, But in any case, back to my post, the driven, right? So that was my topic. So tomorrow morning, if you get up and you want to check out what I posted for tomorrow. I haven't finished it. I just started it just because I knew that I had the live tonight. And I know the last time that I did my post, I after my live, like my eyes were just shutting, right? I was so tired that it was hard, but I did manage to make sure that I got it posted. But it's hard to do it when you're tired. At least now I have my photo, I have my topic, I have it started. So then I just make another cup of coffee afterwards and sit and relax and Yeah, and then my post will come through for me, and then I can post that tomorrow, and then I'll be all happy. And then just tomorrow, I'll just be applying for work all day long. Okay, so let's check out the comments here. When you pop in, say hi if you haven't been to my channel before. You know, Andrew and William are in here. I expect Owen will be here shortly. You know, we have our regulars that come in every Sunday night, and what we do is we just hang out, right? You know, sometimes we talk about the problems that we have in life in general. Well, quite often we do, right? But that's what I want, right? Because you know, our crew is so great here. How many of us have solved issues, right? Or just gotten support, you know, when we weren't feeling good, just by the amazing people that I have on my crew, right? How's the sound tonight there, Andrew? You know, is it too loud? Just let me know. I can turn the gain down a little bit. Actually, maybe I would, because I was just looking at my live that I did last week, right? And yeah, I just sure would like to get a new camcorder or a new way to film my lives, right? I wonder if there's any way that I could, because my phone has an amazing camera on it, right? And I could go live. I could go live with my. Oh, it's because of my microphone. That's why I don't like to go live on Sundays, right? With the phone. Now, because it's a USB now, if anybody out there, maybe Owen knows, right? I have a USB microphone. The Yeti is a USB one, right? So because I have a PC, it just plugs right into my PC. But if there was some way that I could get my Yeti to work with my phone, wouldn't that be great? I do have some kind of dongle, but yeah, it would have to be the insert for the yeah. I wonder if they would have given me a cord for that. I don't think there was any cords when I got the phone. I have the Pixel. It's an amazing. Oh, my coffee sticker. I use it when I go for a coffee. I always throw my coffee stickers on the back of the phone here, and then when I get home, I apply them onto my card. Yeah, rack up those free coffees, right? Yes, praying for a job. I want a bartending job, a waitressing job, or a marketing job, right? Like like yeah, I have to either make some tip money. I think waitressing and bartending, because I do plan on continuing what I'm doing in my social media, right? So I just, anything extra that I can put into my brand, I would like to do that. So I think bartending or waitressing would just be absolutely perfect for me, because then I would have that tip money that maybe would help me get some equipment and, pay down my credit cards, right? My credit cards are maxed, right? And yeah, I'm in the same situation as I was last month, and Christmas was really, really, really beautiful. We had a wonderful Christmas. Everybody was so nice, and everybody worked together and everything. But I haven't really seen anybody since Christmas, right? Yeah, so I don't know. But thank you, Andrew. Yeah, pray for those kind of jobs for me, right? You know, wouldn't it be terrific if I got a call? Yeah. There's a reason, right? And that reason is me, obviously, right? So I'm not doing something right. Oh, see, I don't even see my belief. There we go. Just move over just a little bit, right? Yeah. My one word book and my dad's sign and my Google plaque from my AdSense when I monetized my channel. Not like it hasn't done me any good yet, but it's really quite great because my channel has been monetized almost 5 years also, right? I think my channel got monetized just a few months after I started. I guess it was grandfathered in or something, but I know I had my first 1,000 subscribers. I think I got maybe in the first week that I started up, right, on my YouTube channel. So I think at that time that's all you needed was 1,000 subscribers in order to be monetized. But yeah, I monetized my channel and I just locked myself into my business account with Google, right? But I'm glad I'm stuck there now, right? Because it's given me a chance to learn, right? Exactly what I want to do. I just want my brand just to take off a little bit, or maybe I could get a good job, and that abundance will sort itself out, and then that way I can get out there on the road. And I've got my Instagram exactly where I wanted. I think I would like to do some videos, some stories and stuff, right? But yeah, I think my Instagram's where I want it. Twitter was always meant for sharing content from other creators and the people that I learn from and everything, and promoting them. And I have been um, sharing my Instagram photos over on Twitter too. And like I said, I'd like to do a little bit more over there too. But it's my YouTube channel, right? You know. I would like to get out there and do some explores and some road trips and stuff, and be able to get my YouTube channel rolling again, right? But I'm not posting videos that I couldn't be happy, and I'm not in a position now to do the kind of videos that I want to. So I'm just, yeah, it's that channel. Unless I tried, I just, it broke my heart to put those videos out there, right? I want them to be my adventures, my life, my journey. And yeah, so the best I could do is my journey on Sunday nights on my live for now. But it keeps my YouTube going, and it keeps us all connected, right? Because I know you guys, I do get my views. Like I said, I get 10 times more views after the video's been live than when it actually am live, right? So I know that you guys are all sticking with me. So I'm really pleased that you guys have that faith in me, that I'm just going to make this work. And there's no doubt in my mind. I just didn't think it was going to take this long, right? And I really didn't think it was going to go this way. Not like I'm displeased or anything. Actually, I'm it was the best thing that could have happened, right? But it's very interesting the way, how we perceive things to be and how they actually are, right? Oh, Owen's here now. Hello, Owen. Yes, Andrew. Thank you. Yeah, but like I said, yeah, you throw a prayer in for me. I would appreciate that, right? It's a good thing I got Andrew. He prays for me, right? And I pray also, right? But the only thing is I don't know really who I'm praying to, right? But what's important is that I know that there's something out there, right? It just hasn't been revealed to me. But then again, like I said, maybe it might never. Maybe I'm just supposed to experience all this, right? You know? Yeah, and share the experience. Maybe I wasn't supposed to see. But yeah, but I have seen. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe I was meant to be somebody who appreciates all denominations, because I do say that all the time. It takes all kinds to make the world, right? And maybe this was the way that I was meant to take this journey, right? It makes me more open, to everybody, so that everybody can find me, right? Because what I do isn't strictly for any one religion or any one culture, right? Yeah. Yeah. But Andrew, don't settle, right? You know your worth, right? Like, I've known you long enough too to know what your worth is, right? Sometimes it's just a matter of building up that confidence to say, I've had enough, right? And that doesn't mean quit right on the spot, right? But maybe go find something that you would be even happier. And then once you've got it secured, then make your moves, right? But I guess I'm supposing that if it's at a university, that you would actually have to give a significant amount of notice. How much notice do you have to give, Andrew, if you were to find something else, right? Yeah, let me know. I hope I find a good job. Just a job that I'm happy at, right? You know? Yeah. Oh, well, 2 weeks isn't bad then, Andrew. But yeah, have faith because, yeah, you have a lot to offer, Andrew. Like, yeah, you have so much dedication. Like, I would think any company would be very pleased to have somebody like you, right? And if even if it's just a money thing, right? Maybe the position would be the same position of what you're doing now, but maybe you would be making more money even, right? Yeah. I would like to see a few of us do a little bit better, as we get closer to retirement, right? Yeah, we're not going to do well if we're just living on our pensions, right? Yeah, cuz the government doesn't pay you. The government doesn't pay you very much, that's for sure. But like I said, if you want to pop in and say hi, Andrew, Owen, William, they're moderators on my channel. Great, great guys. We have a lot of women too. We have a few women that moderate on my channel. I know Nancy's on vacation right now, but she may pop in. She sometimes tries, right? But I hope she's having a wonderful time on her vacation. I don't know. Was it the whole winter, guys, that she was going away for? Was she going away for the whole winter? I'm assuming that that was the case, right? Because it was for health reasons that they did want her in the warmer weather. So, yeah, that cold weather is just starting now. Like today, that wind was wicked today here in Winnipeg. So cold. Yeah. And it's a little depressing too, because, especially, you lose a little bit of weight. And I don't have a lot of clothes, but I do have a few nice things that if it was nice outside, like I could have a dress up day or something, and feel good about yourself. But, you know, even today, I tied my hair in a ponytail and, I threw my dress on, but throw on some lipstick, right? But it's important to feel good about yourself, right? How you represent yourself and stuff, and I go out for these walks. Like the other night, I was gone. I left the house at like 5:30 at night and I didn't get home until 10:30. Yeah, I was out late and I was just walking and wandering and the fresh air is good and stuff, but I noticed I was really tired, right? And I was kind of, swaying on the sidewalks and not really paying attention and stuff, right? But it was so beautiful. I just didn't even want to go home, right? Yeah. I look at my apartment and I know that when I come home, I dread walking in that door. It's like walking into the problems all over again. Well, not walking into the problems, but walking into the reminder of where your life is at, right? Yeah. I need to make some big changes in my life and it'll be best for everybody, right? Because I do miss my sister Tracy. so much. It's really quite painful, right? Not to have her in my life, right? But you know, I got to be around people that believe me or believe in me, but at the very least, I can't be around people who don't believe in me, right? And she's unfortunately one of those people that just don't believe in me, right? Yeah. But maybe she would feel better if I get a job, right? Just get a job, but it still won't make a difference on the believe part, right? And yeah, it's it's important to feel good. Like I have big goals. I can't be what was the analogy that I had? I had a great analogy the other day. And by who? By who? Was it Jordan Peterson again? I hate to give these out and then attribute them to the wrong people, but I'm pretty certain that it was Jordan Peterson where he was saying it was like a bucket of crabs, right? And I'm like a crab in the top of the bucket, crawling, trying to get out of the bucket. And then the other crabs are trying to pull me down, saying, no, you can't go. You gotta stay down here with us, right? You know? And I thought, oh my gosh, that just sounds like so me, right? Trying to get out of the bucket. Yeah, and just getting pulled down, right? And I was told, like I felt, accept the help. If the help is out, don't question it. Don't question it. Accept it. And I just, but it still doesn't stop me from feeling terrible when I do take it, right? You know, and I know I'm worthy of being able to make a decent living in what I'm doing here. But that's what I was doing today. I was oh, actually it was I've been doing it for the past few days, right? I said I need to get a healthy relationship with money. Who Grant Cardone? Was that Grant Cardone? Yeah, just been kind of floating around, right? Trying to find answers and stuff, right? Oh no, it wasn't. It was Marie. Now, how do you pronounce Rolio? Yeah, it was her. Yeah, and she said to look at making money like it's a game, right? So that's what I've got to do is I've got to figure out how to make money, right? But make it feel like it's a game. And if it feels like a game, that will catch my interest and I'll want to play that game because I do like games. Do I like games? Not big on Monopoly. Hate puzzles. Hate puzzles. Yeah, put me on a rack and stretch me. and but card games, I do like card games, like cribbage. I like to play cribbage, but I don't have time for that, right? Because if I do have that spare time, I'm not going to want to play games. I'm going to want to, you know, watch videos. I want to learn stuff. I want to be listening to these thought leaders and, making myself more knowledgeable, right? Because the more I know and the more I understand, right? Because I'm studying emotions, right? Yeah. And that's a big one because when you work with emotions, you're working with people where you can actually hurt them, right? If you don't know what you're doing. And I know for a fact that I have to stay within my experience, right? Unless I get a knowing. I mean, I could pass a knowing on because a knowing is a fact, right? But yeah, I can only talk from my experience, and that's probably a safer way for me to be doing that too, right? Especially if I'm going to be posting content because, you know, YouTube and Google, they're getting under fire, right? The governments in the different countries are cracking down. Even here in Canada, even here in Winnipeg, I can throw a post to Instagram. I could throw a beautiful landscape, a beautiful city photo that would be just as good as any of the photographers, in the city that are wandering around taking photos, right? But the city with in the search engines, they get first rack on the photographs and picking what represents and what articles, what photographs, are going to be suggested first, right? So when people Google these things, right, Winnipeg and these hashtags, right, that doesn't necessarily mean that your photo is going to surface. And yeah, I know that. I know that for a fact. Actually, I was reading an article on that with a partnership with Google and the city of Winnipeg, where they were going to work on that together, right? Yeah, so it kind of, I find it a little bit discouraging, right? Because you would like to think that everybody has a fair chance. If somebody has a beautiful photo or a beautiful article, that could definitely help, right? Or definitely represent properly, that it would get the same or equal, at least equal, right? Chance to surface in a search, right? And yeah, that's just not the case. So I've found out, right? I get lots too done in the morning, Owen. I'm very much a morning person. I probably get more done before 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I shouldn't say it in the course of the whole day, because I do lots, right? It's broken up into all kinds of different kinds of chunks. And I know there's a lot of wasted time in there, getting up, making a cup of coffee, you know, going to wash my socks in the bathroom sink and hanging them, like there's stuff during the course of the day that hogs up that time, right? But I do try to make up for it, because I try to think, as long as I feel good when I go to bed, that that I learned something, or I accomplished something, or I'm one step closer to something, right? you know then I can at least feel good, right? And have a good sleep. I probably would have a good sleep anyway. I'm such a crazy, crazy good sleeper. And yet now I find out I'm waking up wide awake, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just laying in bed, you know, and then sometimes I'll get up for an hour and watch some videos, and then I'll go back to bed, right? For an hour. But yeah, I find I don't need the same amount of sleep as I used to need, right? I thought I was going to have a friend pop in. He was on my Instagram. My friend Alan, he joined me when I was in Toronto for the Thought Leadership Academy, right? And he said he watched my live last week, and he said he would try this week to pop in and say hello. And he's actually a high school teacher, and very kind man, very intelligent, and yeah, very interesting too. And he likes nature too. Like I like the nature, right? So I was kind of hoping that he was going to pop in and everybody was going to get to meet Alan. Yeah, his name's Alan, but yeah, but he'll probably catch it after I've gone live. And because the different time zones, right? I didn't realize that when I start my lives at 7:30, that Atlantic time is actually 2 hours ahead. So it's actually, I'm starting my lives at 9:30 at night for the East Coast, right? So that's a little bit late, I think, because if I'm going till 9 o'clock at night, that makes it, 11 o'clock at night. A lot of these people, they work in the morning, right? Or like me, they can't stay up past 10 or 11 o'clock, right? Are you a napper, Owen? Do you nap during the day? Yeah, 5 or 6 hours. That's not very much sleep at all. 8:30. Yeah, because you're on the same time zone as Toronto, right? So yeah, and Andrew, I'm so excited because I don't know where. I have no idea where the money's coming from. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. But in May, I think it's the 27th to the 29th. I'll be in Toronto. I'll be going to Toronto, Andrew. So make a little plan. I don't know how I'm going to get there even. Maybe by then my sister will be on good terms with me again, right? We don't stay mad at each other for long usually, right? But we change, right? Everybody changes all the time. So, I'm prepared, right? I'm prepared, but yeah, I'm just really crossing my fingers once I have the job, like it's just the job, right? Just cross my fingers. And yeah, and then we can get that sorted, right? And then maybe Tracy will let me have my car back, and yeah, I can come to Toronto and I could stop off and yeah, in Indiana, right? I don't know if I would take the I would probably want to do the mountains again, like for sure. So I think what I would do is I would do the mountains going to Toronto, and then on my way home, Andrew, I would stop off in Indiana, right? And I'd come and stay with you. If I can come stay overnight or something, if you can figure that out. Are you allowed to have anybody in your room overnight? Like, sleep on your couch and stuff, like his friends. Like, I can always rent a hotel room, right? But if there's a free bed or a free couch to have, right? That would be yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So make a plan, right? Make some plans. Yeah, and if I have a vehicle, have some ideas of where we can go sightseeing, right? I don't know how long I would stay. It would all have to depend on what kind of job or where I'm working. If I can have any extra time off, right? You know, I don't know. I might only have to be able to fly there. I might only be able to have that time and have to come right back, right? I don't know. I don't you can't really make plans that far ahead, right? Because there's always things that kind of get in the way. But yeah, I would sure like to go on tour. Evan Carmichael's going on tour in in a couple of weeks, less than a couple of weeks, right? Yeah, I would love to have gone on tour with them. Yeah, kind of heartbroken. But I understand. Yeah. Yeah, you can't have everything, Cindy. And that's great, Owen. I don't even know if I even have a mad bone in my body anymore. It's been so long since I have been sad, right? I have been sad, but I have not been angry yeah, even when me and Tracy had that, I wasn't even angry. I wasn't even angry then. I don't even know when the last time I was angry, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's burnt out, but nobody has really crawled under my skin either, right? So, until somebody, but I'm usually pretty good with that. It's when yeah, it's when you gang up on me, right? Yeah. When there's more than one person, I can take care of myself, right? But if you bring somebody else into the picture, right, and I feel like I'm being ganged up on, then that might. But even then, I wouldn't be angry. I would probably just retreat. Hmm. Yeah, something to give some thought to, right? I haven't been given any thought, but it is true. Like I haven't had, yeah, I haven't raised my voice or been angry or, Yeah. But like I said, I have been sad a little bit, right? And a little bit worried, but at the same time trying to be optimistic too, right? Owen. Why, Owen? Why are you so sad? Is it because that that you're taking care of your mother, right? I mean that's a lot, right? That is a lot that you have to dedicate a lot of time and a lot of attention to, right? But yeah, there has to be something that you can find a little bit of happiness in, Owen, right? Like, but different things too. Things that when you're stuck in the house, find little things that get you interest, or find topics, right? Find new topics. I know you like the urban exploration and stuff, right? But even then sometimes that stuff can make you sad, right? Because you want to be off doing those things, right? And it's just kind of like a reminder of where you're at, right? So it's important to find a few things, find something you like to do outside. Find something that you like to do when you're inside the home, right? Whether it's something, well, you should always have something that helps you move forward, like some type of work or some type of study that makes it so you can move forward in your life, even if it's just a little bit, right? But you should also have something that you like to do, whether, I mean, I know you're a guy, but for an example, knitting, crocheting, embroidery, if you have, if your mother can play cards, somebody to chit chat, like even somebody online that you like to chit chat and learn from, right? And you're welcome to email me, Owen. You do on occasion, right? So when you're having those days, Owen, you're more than welcome to get a hold of me. I for sure I would stop what I was doing, Owen, to have a chit chat with you. Yeah. If you ever want to go live with me, Owen, on my Instagram. I know you do Instagram. If you ever want to go live with me, wouldn't that be fun? Right? Go live for a half an hour. Yes. Oh, and I know you have those ones, right? You do the clocks, right, Owen? And that's terrible, Andrew, when you have to live somebody else's life, right? You're not living for yourself. I mean, lots of us do, and lots of cultures, we dedicate our whole lives to our our families, right? Our parents when they get elderly, like in Japan and stuff, it's expected that you're going to take care of your parents. And now they're having problems because the digital age, I would assume, but I shouldn't assume, but yeah, they're not taking care of their parents. So the parents now have these expectations and these children aren't holding up to them, right? And that was an honor thing, right? You did that to honor your parents, right? So that honor is not there. And so that adds shame into the system too, right? Because even though it's accepted that the children can go off and live their lives and not have to feel responsible for their parents when they get older. um it doesn't take away from that shame, because it's part of the culture, right? you know you honor your parents, like they took care of you, right? you know yeah. My parents, they love to have their feet rubbed, right? And creamed and toenails done. And, I never, they would always say, sit on the couch, Cindy. And my dad would flop his legs over my lap, right? And then I would just both of them just loved to have their feet massaged and stuff, and us kids would all fight to see who would give them their foot rubs, right? But I never fought with anybody that wanted to rub my mother's feet. My mother worked in the hospitals, right? And the poor woman, she had arthritis, right? And I feel bad now as an adult, right? Because I never wanted to rub my mother's feet. It just it she would say, come sit on the couch, and she'd want to throw her legs over my lap, and I would fight that too, I did it, right? Because I wanted my mother's attention and approval, but I wasn't comfortable with it, right? You know? But my dad, in a second, right? He'd throw his legs over my lap, and yeah, I'd go to town with his foot rubs, right? I'd go to town. Yeah, go to town with the foot rubs. But I wish now that I had, my mother worked hard. My mother did housekeeping in hospitals, right? And she had terrible, terrible arthritis that didn't get diagnosed till she was 30 years old, right? But the pain was excruciating, for my mother. Her joints were all, her legs were so swollen all the time and everything. And she actually had to go on disability when she was 40 years old from the hospital. Isn't that young, right? From all the arthritis that she had. And she was in a lot of pain. I think, knowing what I know now, that I would have insisted maybe on I think I would have been more understanding towards my mother's needs now that I know what I know, right? I was all at that age, it was all about what was going on with me, how I was being treated and stuff, right? Not realizing that, other people had their issues, and I didn't care about their issues. I only cared about what was happening with me, right? You know? Yeah. It's just the way I was. But as you grow up, you become different, and the more you understand, then it becomes much easier, right? Much easier. You don't beat yourself up so much, and then at the same time, you've given yourself some answers that maybe you've been asking yourself for decades and decades with, right? Just understanding. Yeah. Yeah, see, a lot of children feel that way, Andrew, and that's absolutely lovely, that you're doing that for your mother, right? You know, but that's some dedication that's taking away from your life, right? You know, you have one shot, and I keep saying that to myself, everybody, every time somebody wants to, put me under their thumb, like, I have one life. Well, that's not true. We have many, many, many lives, but this life is precious to me, right? So I want to experience every moment, and it does break my heart that I am in this mess of mine, and I understand how I got here, and I don't blame myself, and I don't blame anybody, but darn, I wish I knew what it would actually take, you know? You try and follow the footsteps, and you try and have that momentum, and it just, I'm not I know I it's the momentum with me. But at the same time, I'm pointed in the right direction at the same time. So, I am being goal oriented, right? I am chasing down my goals. I know, but it's not like you could take off for a few days or anything, right? Like, you know, is there somebody there, Owen, that if you wanted to take off for a few days or something, right? Like, what if I were to put on a bus tour, like next summer or something, and put a bus tour together for us to go camping and exploring, maybe do some bed and breakfasts and, like, man, I sure would like to have you come along for a few days. I don't need any time to be replenished. I'm biting on my bit right here. It's like I'm in those horse races in that cage, and I'm just ready. Just open up that door and just let me go. And at the same time, nothing is stopping me, right? I'm the only one stopping myself. I keep hearing that too. I'm the only one stopping myself. Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's just patience. But if you're in here, give me a thumbs up. What time is it? 8:30. We got another half an hour. Yeah, Owen, if I do put something together, I would definitely want you on that. Yeah, you've been with me since the beginning, Owen. I would definitely want you to try and figure out some way to spend a few days, and it would probably have to be almost the whole week, right, Owen? Because you need travel time and stuff too, right? And I don't know how much it would cost us to rent a bus for a week, but I'm sure if we could get 30 of us, we wouldn't even need, maybe 30 or 40 of us to go on a bus tour and rent one of those great big buses with a nice bathroom. Yeah. And then just take off for a few days, right? Just take off, and I could show you this beautiful province that I live in. Yeah. I'm so ready. Can you tell? I'm so ready for spring already. So ready for spring. Oh, I better take my I'm trying to remember to take my vitamins. I'm so terrible. And things like this I could put on my schedule, right? Like I could even add this to my morning routine, right? If I just had my vitamins and stuff sitting there, and then just add it to my morning routine. I don't even think of these things, unless they just pop into my head. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just add it to my morning routine because it's really the only thing that I've got down packed right now. I can see how there's my angry. There was my angry, right? I got angry with myself. That actually wasn't angry. I think that was more like desperation, giving myself a little bit of heck. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew, doesn't that sound like a great idea? Boy, could I put a package together. Could I put a package together, right? And to see some of those great abandons for real that you guys just love to watch in your videos, right? I don't think the train station will be standing. I think by spring I can almost. Should we take a bet? Yeah, no betting. But I'm pretty certain that the train station will have fallen. I think half of it will have fallen for sure. If not all of it, it will have caved in this spring. I'm sure of it. Yeah. And I'm pretty certain the city is going to flood too. I'm pretty convinced. We had a wicked storm, couple of big storms early in the season, right? And yeah, the ground froze like that, and in the spring when everything thaws out, the ground is still going to be frozen and there's going to be nowheres for that water to go, right? Yeah, there's going to be some flooding. I know it. Yeah. But yes, Owen, that's nice to know that you do take care of your mom that way, right? You know, and you can feel good, right? When she does pass, that you did everything for her, right? That you that you did all that you could. And I'm sure, she doesn't want to see you putting your life on hold either, right? To take care of her. But it's also at the same time wonderful that you're not, you know, that she doesn't have to go to a home, right? That she doesn't have to go to a home. Yeah. So, yeah, she's very, very lucky. My mother lived on her own right up to the end. She was 72, my mother, when she passed away, right? My sister lived in a suite a couple of floors up from her, right? But yeah, she took care of herself, my mother. And yeah, she must have been sick for quite a while because she passed away pretty fast when we found the cancer, right? She passed away pretty fast. And yeah, so I'm still convinced. Well, I know there is no doubt in my mind that my mother hid her illness from us, right? She knew exactly what was going on with her. My mother worked in hospitals all her life, right? So she knew exactly what was going on with her, and she knew we'd have her at the hospital. But yeah, she kept it secret. She must have kept it secret for a long, long time for it to go that far, right? So she just didn't like doctors. She didn't like hospitals, and yeah, which is too bad. But 72, it's a decent age. I know I'm going to live to at least 94. I actually have a feeling 114, but I think something might happen to me at 94 that makes it a possibility, but I actually live to be 114. Do people actually live that long? But it popped into my head a couple of months ago, right? And yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty certain that something happens to me when I'm 94 that makes it a possibility that I could pass away, but I actually get to live to be 114. So I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, Andrew, for sure. Can you imagine, Andrew, if you had to take care of your brother? Yeah. But there has to come a time, right, to find out. But it's not a matter of putting her in a nursing home, right? You know, at that point she might need that extra care at that point. So you would actually be doing her a favor, right? And at the same time, right? You know, your mother is happy to have you there taking care of her, right? I'm sure she appreciates that a whole lot more than, somebody who works in a nursing care home to pop in a couple of times a day. But oh, Andrew, yeah, you can't be doing that. Yeah. That's definitely time. That's definitely time for but the dementia too, right? That's hard. How could you work with that, right? The Down syndrome, you could. The Down syndrome wouldn't have been a problem, but the dementia, yes, would have been really hard for you. But yeah, see, Andrew and Owen, like, you guys have so much in common, both of you giving up a great part of your life for the people that you love, right? You know, I don't know if I could do that. That well, I know I could do that for somebody. Like I would do that for my sister Tracy, right? You know? And there are a few other people that I would do that for, but it's terrible when you have to get into that situation where you have to make those decisions, right? Those are tough. And I would do everything I possibly could so that I could have some sort of life if I had to do that, right? That I would have to definitely bring out the Google and schedule it at that point, right? Because yeah, that's downwards, right? When she gets stuck in that, that's down, down, down. And the only time that you'll be able to start climbing again is sadly, when they pass on, right? And that's the last thing you want to even even think about. So yeah. So maybe, it should be something that maybe that that you can look at, Owen, right? You like don't not consider it, right? Yeah, don't not consider it. Yeah. So at that point, then yeah, you couldn't do something like that because then you're dealing with the feelings, right? The emotions, and your mother, she wouldn't understand. Yeah. Yeah, your mother, yeah, with when the mental capacities are there, yeah, it's tough there, right? It's tough because they just won't understand. So yeah, play it by ear, Owen. But at the same time, like I said, you got to make yourself happy, right? You got to make sure that you have things in your life that you enjoy, right? I know you enjoy your Sundays hanging out with us, right? You like our Sundays. But yeah, don't not consider it. Like like this is your life, right? We all get this shot at it to make it the best life you can, right? And it's wonderful that you're doing kind things for other people, but make sure you're doing those kindnesses for yourself, right? Even for me too, right? Sometimes I don't think I'm deserving, and actually quite often, right? I have to pep talk myself. I have these these mantras that I see, and I read my mantras, and this is a set of 3. And at first you start off with the things that you want, and then you say them like, I want to save money, I want to invest money, I want to give money, and I want to circulate money. And then I have one here that says exactly how much I want, right? And then the next one you would say um I know how to save money. I know how to invest money. I know how to give money. And I know how to circulate money, right? And then you say, I have money. I invest money. I give money. And I circulate money. I meant to say save money. But then after that, you go back in again and you say, I am grateful for the money. I am grateful to be able to invest my money, and I'm grateful to give money, and I'm grateful to be able to circulate money, and I'm grateful. And then I have the amount that I need, right? But you have to say what you need. You just can't say, I want lots of money, right? You don't say, well, I want lots of money. You have to say specifically what you want, right? If you're asking God, right? Asking you shall receive. Oh, which reminds me of the most amazing, amazing thing that I just had an aha moment when I read it. I just couldn't absolutely believe it when I saw it that I didn't. Those who have not, ask not. Yeah, Andrew, you know this one because I think this is a Bible quote. This one, those who have not, ask not. I don't ask. I don't ask for anything. I just kind of expect that things are just going to be taken care of in respect as it comes to me, right? But I know following law of attraction the way I do, you know, seek and ye shall find, ask and it shall be given unto you. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. The door will open. That would be me. But yeah, that was like the most profound statement when I heard that. And it's so representative of me because unless you ask, you don't get, right? But you just got to remember when you get to be grateful, right? To be grateful. And yeah, so I just have all these other mantras too, right? And these are type like saying, I am smart. And these are things that you should be doing to self-affirm, right? When you feel bad about yourself, or you've lost confidence in yourself, or you find that you beat yourself up, or you have all these negative ideas about yourself, right? So what you do is you do positive affirmations. And I have this beautiful picture window, right? And then I will just stand in the window and I say things like, I am smart, I am brave, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am rich, right? And then you say all these things, right? And then it just kind of replaces the negatives that you feel, right? And you say those a few times and just positive affirmations. And then, yeah, and then you just pull it all in. And yeah, I just want to make an impact on the world as much as I can, right? So, yeah. Yeah. I'm grateful. That's all I can say is I'm grateful. And yeah, I only know what I know, right? Money is stored up choices. Money is stored up choices. I like that, Andrew. I'm just trying to figure out what it means. Money is stored up choices. Yeah, I'm not figuring. Can you explain that one, Andrew? I would like to know what that one means because I'm not getting it. Money is stored up choices. Like saving money? I don't get it. Yeah, but he'll write it out for me, and I'll have my answer in a minute. But yeah, so what else is new with everybody? Pop in. Give me the thumbs up if you're in here, right? Because YouTube will push my channel out to other viewers if they see that people enjoy my lives, right? So if you're in here and want to do me a kindness, if you give me the thumbs up, yeah, it all helps, right? It all helps. It's all so much appreciated, right? Yeah, grateful. Oh, yes. I could not imagine if I had the cash I needed to where I could take this. Like the first thing I would do is I would get a camera. Yeah. I got my phone. It works terrific, right? But it's time. I need a camera and a car for sure for my exploring with some good all-terrain tires, right? I'd have to hire an editor immediately because once I'm back on my YouTube, right? When I get back onto my YouTube, it's all about the explorers, right? And I'll be tying my mindset in with my, just like I'm doing on my lives now, right? How I tie this in. But what I need to do on my lives is I have to tie the nature into my lives, right? So guys, if you can think of some things and let me know next week, or if you have ideas now, shoot them at me, is because everything I do online, I need it to have the nature and I want it to have the emotions. Like I want mindset attached in there and the motivation, right? And I'd say the entrepreneurship there, but I work with entrepreneurs, right? I'm not quite certain if I'm an entrepreneur myself, right? Because my drive is different. Like entrepreneurs have crazy, mad drives, right? For success. And I have that drive for success, but it's not really a drive. It's just knowing that it's going to happen, right? It's just like I know that it's going to happen, so I have to prepare myself. But it's not like I gotta say, like, I got to get here. I need to do more. I have to work faster, I have to apply myself more. I don't think that way when it comes to my brand, because my brand is 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 going to be different, right? I think, like, yeah, it's just somehow going to happen differently for me, and I think I'm just supposed to experience, right? And just play it by ear, just live my life, right? And explore, because whoever's in charge, right? Whoever's in charge, they know what I'm about. They know if I got the opportunity to do what I wanted, I'm pretty certain, it's pretty clear what I would like to do with my brand, right? So I'm not worried about it, right? It just, the drive being there just means, I think, that I am not going to be an entrepreneur. And if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I don't think it's going to be my main focus. I think it would be supporting other entrepreneurs. It would be, supporting other people that maybe help entrepreneurs, even, maybe I could just float around because I would just love to just float around, like to see these speakers, and to actually have some conversations, right? Like the interview that I had with Cyrus Webb last week. I enjoyed that so much. I think I would just really like to be on the circuit, right? And I think that's why I follow the people that I follow, why I admire the people that I do, is because, that's what I want to do. But I just don't understand why I want to do that if I don't have that drive. Like they have that something, right? That I don't have that way, right? I don't have that way, but I feel I belong there. Like I feel so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like I said, supposed to be a second fiddle. I'm supposed to be support. Maybe. And the way my brand is working out is, it's a way of me to because I float around in a few categories. I do a few things, right? So that maybe I could just lead everybody to the other content rather than me be the content in itself, right? Yeah, and me just go back and be the explorer, right? And then of course I would have my Sunday lives, which is going to be end up whatever I feel like yapping about in the moment anyway, right? Yeah. But it always seems to end up being mindset, right? I can't help it now, right? It's part of my life, right? It's like, just looking at me now and looking at me from 5 years ago, right? And even though I'm in the same crappy situation, and maybe even, crappier, right? You know, inside my mind and inside my heart, the way I look, the way I treat people, right? That's all turned around. Like, that's changed so much. Like, that was such a gift, right? That was such a gift. So, even if I didn't go anywheres with my brand, like I said, right, I would still be sitting where I'm sitting now. And then, yeah. I just stopped trying to figure that out. I'm still taking my studies in, and I was still, doing what they tell me to do, right? But yeah, I'm just playing this all by ear. I think I'm supposed to experience, like, and I was just supposed to, share the experience, share my thoughts along the way, share the adventures along the way, right? you know Maybe I was meant to be the inspiration and not the drive. But like I said, I am driven, I am goal oriented, I am set directly on my path, and I haven't stopped working towards it, right? I haven't. But yeah, we'll see. See, Andrew? And those skills would be quite useful. You have a lot of, like, especially like in research, how good you would be in research. Like to be a Google employee. Have you ever thought of that, Andrew? Being a Google employee, they do quite well, right? You know, and there are lots of jobs out there that maybe you could work at home from that would pay you really well so that you can get some good equipment and everything. Who works on a computer that's in watching right now? Like, and who works on the phone? What do you work on, Andrew? When you come and watch my lives, are you watching on your phone or do you have an iPad or are you watching on your PC or a laptop? Like, I would be interested to know. Owen, what about you? I know Owen's really good on computers, so I'm pretty certain Owen's probably going to have a computer. Oh, I'm glad, Owen, that you love hanging out with us. Yeah. Yeah. You're a big part of my channel, Owen. Yeah, a big part. Did you guys get my emails? I sent emails out. And yeah, I hadn't heard back. And I sent quite a few emails out and I didn't hear anybody back, right? So I was just wondering if my emails got out okay. You know, I did have my internet go down, right? You know, it didn't go down, it got disconnected. Yeah, but I got it back. It was my Christmas present, was getting back my internet, right? I was just so happy to have it. Like, yeah. I have to have like a laptop or a PC. You know, I use my phone too. I do use my phone, but it's not the same as being able to work on a monitor, right? I do really like having the large monitor to do what I need to do. Oh, Andrew, Google would be all over you. Oh, good. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Owen. But yeah, Andrew, excellent. No, it seems my emails got out. That was all I was curious about, right? You know, I know everybody has busy lives and stuff, and I was just wanting to wish everybody a happy new year, you know, some of my regulars and stuff. So I was just sending out some emails, but I hadn't heard back from anybody, so I was just curious if you had gotten them, but that was good to know that Owen got his email. So terrific. Oh, I'm glad you like those pictures. I sent everybody different pictures. I went into my Google pictures and I picked everybody different ones, right? You know, because I know some of you don't follow me on Instagram and some of them were Instagram photos, but yeah, other photos were like different stages of me, right? Over the course of the year. Like I'm looking at myself in the monitor here, like I don't even look like the same person as I was like a year ago. Like if you put that person and me sitting side by side, I don't think you would even recognize them as the same people. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I look at myself and I know what I look like besides the glasses, right? Yeah, I was looking at glasses. My glasses are going to cost me $1,000. Oh, that hurts so much. $1,000, right? Yeah. And I want to have a square frame for my glasses. I want my glasses to have square frames on them. I like the square frames. I don't want to have like round frames anymore. Best of all, I would love to have laser surgery. If I could get laser surgery, wouldn't that be wonderful? That would make all the difference. Laser surgery so I didn't have to wear my glasses anymore. Yeah. The same year, was it the same year I got married? Maybe the year before. Yeah, it was when I started wearing glasses full time. I was 27 when I started wearing glasses. So I guess I wasn't wearing them full time at 27. I think because it was after I was married that I started wearing them full time. But yeah, you know, yeah, I was so sad and I think probably that contributed to me starting to gain weight back, right? Because when I had to go into glasses, I had to go into these glasses that give you bobble eyes, right? Like these lenses are really super thick, right? So they make your eyes like super super big. It's a good thing I have big beautiful blue eyes. And they just made them bigger and beautiful. but yeah, so it did make me sad when I went into glasses, and I felt bad, and I think that's what made me, started gaining the weight back, because I just and it was funny because as a kid, that's all I could think about is, oh, I want glasses. It'll make me feel like I was smart. But I had a problem too with the need to feel that I was considered to be intelligent, right? Super intelligent when I was a little kid. So I could see I could see how I would wanted to have worn glasses, as a child. But I remember the optometrist making my dad take me to or the school making my dad take me to the optometrist to have my eyes checked because they thought I needed glasses. But I also remember my dad saying, if she doesn't need glasses, don't give them to her, right? So and I remember that too. And that was early in high school when that happened, right? But yeah, I managed to do fine without glasses. And I was a really, really good reader. Like I was always reading well into my 20s. I was reading books all the time, like at least one book a week. Oh yeah, I was big on library cards and everything, right? So I read a ton of books, like even before computers came out. I was digging into the information, right? But oh, now isn't that interesting? An optometry school. I never even thought of that, right? Yeah, it's my prescription that's so expensive, right? The frames are not bad. I can go with a pair of frames that's worth a couple $100, but the lenses for my glasses are about $700. They're over $600 anyway, just for the lenses for my glasses. Yeah. It's the astigmatisms that I have, right? Yeah. But yeah, you never know. Life might get so wonderful that I'll be able to go in and have laser surgery, right? Yeah, that would be amazing. Amazing if I didn't have to wear glasses anymore. But I'm used to them now too. And I'm older, right? So it's this idea that, you've lost the weight and everything, and you want all aspects of your life to be empowering, right? Empowering. You want every aspect of your life to be wonderful, right? To make you feel good, to add on to how you feel about yourself, right? You know? Yeah, I'd like to carry on with these improvements. Maybe now pick up. I noticed that I kind of closed the book, shut the pages on a certain aspect of my life, and now I'm just going to be, moving in another direction. But that doesn't mean you stop improving. You just means you set, a couple of new fresh goals, right, for yourself. Yeah. But yeah, good idea about the optometries too, right? Yeah. And the dentist schools, I think are good because you're not considered a sale, right? Lots of times when you go to the dentist, they walk in, they had a certain terminology. I heard it before when it referenced to people, that were coming in for dentistry work, and it's a way of making sales, right? Yeah. So I could see how it would be beneficial to go to optometry school or dentistry school if you needed to get some work done and you were low income, right? Feeling good about yourself. So I remember, I had a tooth missing, and I wouldn't smile, right? I wouldn't smile, and I had to get a partial to fill into that gap. you know. But, you know, if you don't smile, you don't feel good about yourself, right? You don't have that that sense of self-worth, self-esteem, right? It takes your sunshine away when you can't smile, right? So I would say that, you know, if you are missing a tooth or something, you know, it would be worth for you to look at getting it fixed, right? Or getting it replaced, right? Because yeah, you know, it didn't make me feel good. I remember how I felt when I didn't have that tooth there that it was missing. I felt terrible about myself, right? And I actually remember for quite a while, because my glasses were so expensive. There were a couple of pairs back, but I remember, I think I went for maybe 6 months at one time, and I was totally missing one arm on my glasses, right? And I just had the one arm, but I had long hair, and I would keep the hair over the side so you couldn't tell that there was no arm on my glasses, right? Well, everybody, it's 9 o'clock. I yapped your head off again. And next week, I've still got my Instagram post to finish it. If you want to take a look at it in the morning, I'll post it in the morning for everybody to take a look. Otherwise, unless something exciting happens this week, as soon as I get my job, no matter what, I will be with you guys for a half an hour in the evening just to show you all how happy I am. You know, I'll make sure I come online and tell everybody about it. But other than that, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday. And there was something, right, that I was going to ask, that if you guys could let me know what you thought. But in any case, everybody, I'm glad, Owen. I'm glad. Yeah, you make my lives. I tell ya. Okay, everybody, have a great night, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.